Joe Biden's electric vehicle edict isn't just harmful; it's fascistic. Um, Crazy. It's definitely fascism what he's doing right now by just basically uh, 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 throwing down these rules and these laws without going through Congress or anything like that. It should be illegal what he's doing. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store where I have I Will Not Comply t-shirts as well. So check those out. All right, let's talk about this news. According to the contemporary left, it's authoritarian for local elected officials to curate school library collections, but fine for a powerful centralized federal government to issue an edict compelling a major industry to reduce a product and then force hundreds of millions of people to buy it. President Biden is set to quote unquote transform and remake the entire auto industry. Quote, first with carrots, now with sticks, notes the Washington Post, as if dictating the output of a major industry is within the governing purview of the executive branch, which is not. The legislative branch is the branch that make legislation, hence the name the legislative branch. But of course, they're not adhering to any of the laws of the land. But the Environmental Protection Agency is proposing draconian emissions limits for vehicles, ensuring that 67% of all new passenger cars and trucks produced within 9 years will be electric. This is state coercion. It is undemocratic, and we are not governed, we are managed. In fascist economies, a powerful centralized state, often led by a demagogue who plays on the nationalistic impulses of the people, controls both manufacturing and the commerce and dictate prices and wages for the so-called common good. Any unpatriotic excessive profits are captured by the state. All economic activity must meet state approval, and crony rent seeking companies are willing participants. Now, I'm not saying we already live in a fascist economic state. I'm just saying the Democratic Party economic platform sounds like it wishes we were. The coverage of Biden's edict has gone exactly as you might expect. By Q quote, Biden makes huge push for electric vehicles. Is America ready? Asked Politico, for instance. The conceit of so much modern media coverage rests on the assumption that the left's ideas are part of an inevitable societal evolution toward enlightenment. The only question remaining is when will the slaw jawed yokels of Indiana and Texas finally catch on? I'm sorry, EVs are not a technological advancement or of any environmental one over vehicles with internal combustion engines. Most of the comforts EV makers like to brag about have been a regular feature of gas powered cars for decades. At best, EVs are lateral technology, and as far as practicality, cost, and comfort go, they're regression. Not this is not progress. If EVs are more efficient and save us money, as administration officials claim, manufacturers would not have been compelled and bribed into producing them. The problem for Democrats is that consumers already have perfectly useful and affordable gas powered cars that, until recently, could be cheaply fueled and driven long distance without stopping for long periods of time. Fossil fuels, also the predominant energy source used to power electric cars, are the most efficient, affordable, portable, and useful form of energy. We have a vast supply of it. In recent years, we've become the world's largest oil producer. There are tens of billions of easily accessible barrels of fossil fuels here at home and vast amounts around the world. By the time we run out, if ever, we will have invented far better ways to move vehicles than plugging an EV battery, which is made by omitting twice as many gases into the air as a traditional car engine into an antiquated windmill. And they don't admit it. They won't. They will never admit that truth. But quote, I want to let everybody know that this EPA is committed to protecting the health and well-being of every single American on the planet, the EPA's Michael Reagan explained when announcing the edicts. No one is safer in an EV than a gas-powered vehicle. The authoritarians' justification for economic control is almost always safety. But the entire safety claim is tethered to the perpetually disproven theory that our society can't safely and relatively cheaply adapt to slight changes in the climate. If the state can regulate greenhouse gases as an existential threat, it has the unfettered power to regulate virtually the entire economy. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's what they're doing this for. They could care less about the environment, really. This is about control. This is why politicians treat every hurricane, tornado, and flood as an apocalyptic event. But in almost every quantifiable way, the climate is less dangerous to mankind now than it has ever been. And the more they try to scare us, the less people care. And you see a lot of people not caring about it right now. So let the Chinese communists worry about keeping their population safe. Let's keep this one innovative, open, and free. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace. Oh, say, oh, say.